right. No more Big Five because we're down to 8. We only got 3 other games on the schedule in addition to the Ravens. So let's go ahead and go over the divisional round. Last week, we're going to talk a little bit about the NFL playoffs last week here as well. Those games. Texans over the Chargers. I thought that was probably the biggest surprise. The margin of victory, the fact that they won by as much as they did. Texans are good at home, if anybody's noticed. They've struggled on the road, but they've been good at home, I think, all the time. I think they've been a road underdog 2 straight years, and they've actually went ahead and took them out. Chargers, I don't think there's anything to be concerned about. They got as far as they could go with that roster. I think defensively, they may lose Mac. We're going to see about Bosa, etc. On defense. I think they really need to build up there, get a wide receiver. That's out as good as they were going to do this year. Bills, no contest really in that one. Buffalo, kind of same. I think they went about as far as they're going to go. Bo Nix, I did a phenomenal job for them this year. But the Bills, I think, are a juggernaut. They're going to score a lot of points. Even against that's even a good defense. Buffalo, Denver, I think is kind of underrated. But I think it was really good stuff by the Bills. A little bit surprised that this was on a little bit closer to Packers and the Eagles. The Packers, really, Jordan Love, signs of struggle now. Like a couple games, throwing the ball, he doesn't. He kind of. I used to say about Jordan Love, he only throws the ball short and immediate, and he didn't make mistakes, but he didn't really move the ball either. So he's kind of got more confidence throwing the ball downfield, and you're seeing more mistakes, a little bit more uneven down the stretch. I think the Eagles are what they are. I think the Eagles might have the best offense, maybe better players than any other team in the NFL. I think they're good. I've heard some concern about Hurts. Who cares? Saquon Barkley is like just killing it. Defense is emerging. I think they're right there as well. Vikings and the Rams. 2 straight weeks, the lights look right for Donald. I thought he just didn't play well. I thought you can't give the ball away like it did. The Rams, again, don't make mistakes. They do very well not making mistakes. 27 points, game at home, even considering the circumstances. Chad, also, our thoughts and prayers to everybody in Los Angeles. Talking about the Rams, that's a terrible tragedy that's going on. We're hoping for the best. Continue to pray for the people in Los Angeles. The fire is still going on, guys, because of what people tell you. There's still issues out there in Los Angeles. And the last game, obviously, the Commanders. I didn't even realize it had been 20 years since they had actually won a playoff game, been to the divisional round. But that was great. Jaden Daniels is him. That was terrific. This guy doesn't sweat in the stretch in a tough situation. He was fantastic. I thought Jaden Daniels was outstanding. So shout out to him there as well. Now we got the divisional round this week. Texans and the Chefs. They're going to start it on Saturday. It seems like they always get the early Saturday game, the Texans. I don't see this one being close. I think the Texans don't do as well on the road. It's going to be cold out there in Kansas City. Stroud was good last week. I think the Chiefs have been – I am somewhat worried about the long layoff the Chiefs have had. That's like they haven't played football since Christmas. Literally, some of them. I mean, they won the division on Christmas Day, the early game, and it's going to be the 60th. I think it's like almost 20 plus days. Now they're a veteran team; they can use it, but I envision them being ready early at least. I don't know if the Texans. I don't think the Texans will do enough to take advantage of it, but I like the Chefs in this one as well. Commanders and the Lions in this one. They're still celebrating here in Virginia. A lot of them are Commanders fans, haven't been this far in a while. I think they have the better quarterback on the field. I definitely do. Jaden Daniels, I think, wow. I mean, just poised under pressure. tough to bring down. He's a tough runner too. I think that's kind of underrated, but very accurate in the pocket. McLaurin is standing in the red zone too. I think he's as good of a receiver I've seen. He gets over the goal line, gets tough catches in the red zone as well. But the Lions, I think, are too much for him here. I think like the great run game. They have two outstanding running backs, Gibbs, Montgomery. Goff's been fantastic for them all year long. They can beat anyway. I think they're the most really good diverse team. It doesn't seem like their defense slowed a lot, even though they have all the injuries that everybody's been talking about. And I do think I do think I give the Commanders a chance because of Jaden Daniels. You have to after what I've seen, but he is still a rookie in this divisional round. I'm going to go ahead and take the Lions. I think the Lions go to the AFC Championship here. I think this is, going to be everybody's talking about the Ravens and the Bills. I think this is going to be an outstanding one as well. The Rams and the Eagles as well. This is close. I say this. Hurts hasn't looked great. I'm not so worried about Jalen Hurts, but I think we want to see a good Jalen Hurts passing performance with everything there. But they may not need to with this outstanding run game that they have. Rams, I think, have developed young players. They're finally getting picks. They got Javon Curse, Cole Turner in this one as well. I think there's a lot to like in Los Angeles. Definitely, I don't like a LA team playing in Philly in January, though. that's not a great recipe there. I think Stafford, though, has been there before. I'm going to take the Eagles. I think the Eagles have a better team. I think the Eagles will still have their way. The run game will still have their way against the Rams. So I think we got Rams. So I think we're going to have Eagles, Lions, as we've predicted for a while in the NFC Championship. And let's go Ravens, Chefs in the AFC. There you go. All right. So we got that in. We were talking about that. Definitely check it out on all different networks this weekend. ESPN, Fox, CBS, all that stuff. I think each one is on a different network, I think. I'm not sure. On the top of my head. I have to look that up. All right. So we do have the final game of the college football season. College football and the Fighting Irish. And you want to talk about a toss-up? I've been racking my brain to figure out, give you guys a good prediction here. And I'm still not sure. These are two really similar, really good teams. Coaches are very similar. Styles of players are very, very fascinating stuff here. Ohio State, Will Howard. I've been saying it all year. Will Howard, I think, the stats are really good. I mean, you look at that and you're going to say 33 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, almost 4,000 yards passing. He's got everything around him. He's just not. I really would have liked to have seen Kyle McCord stay as well. Will Howard's been solid, though. I can't really argue that. He's gotten them far for sure. I definitely think I don't even know which one of these two is a better quarterback. I think Riley Leonard, is more fun to watch, but I definitely think Will Howard has gotten him here. He's done what he's needed to do. He's gotten him here. I don't think he's as good of a passer. He's very traditional in an era of movement and things like that. So, I think Will Howard's done a solid job. This is a guy who definitely going to go in the NFL draft. Travion Henderson as well. Maybe not as good as some people thought, but 132, 976, possibly going in the second round. I know about first round with him, but definitely going early. Tremendous vision for a runner. I love his vision. I love the way he runs. Certain guys you can see it right away. You talk about guys like Marcus Allen, Le'Veon Bell, who actually navigate a run. This guy is one of these guys. Travion, good speed and all. I think he's got good vision. He's going to be great on the next level because he knows how to hit the hole, knows how to stop, knows where to stop in the backfield, wait for the hole to develop, all those things. I see a lot of that with Travion Henderson. Oh, baby. Jeremiah Smith, a freshman. That is right. I think this guy is a wow. If you watch him, 71 receptions, 12, 27, 14 TDs. Love watching him run. Mecca Uga is the other receiver. We thought Marvin Harrison went to the NFL and he's going to be the number one guy because he's a first rounder as well. But Jeremiah Smith, man, just nothing he can't do. The catch radius, I mean, he looks like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar catching wide receiver. Outstanding stuff from him. Great speed. In the red zone, you have a hard time with his 6-foot frame that you're trying to stop him from catching it. And he's only a freshman. He's not old enough yet to go into the NFL draft as well. So interesting to see. Obviously, he's going in the first round of the draft. He continues what he's doing without an injury. Hopefully I say this right. JT Tulamalo, 11.5 sacks. Jack Sawyer, 9 sacks. Both of these guys are going to be early round picks in the NFL draft. This is the strength of the Buckeyes. They come. Their pass rush is outstanding. They've had teams all season long that had trouble blocking. They're outstanding. These are physical outside. Some guys are the speed guys, the finesse guys. They blaze around the corner. These guys are going to shove you over. I see a lot of that old Midwestern stuff, physicality. That's what these guys do. Outstanding for these guys. Riley Leonard has come along during the course of the season. He's fun to watch. I'll say that. Sometimes he drives you crazy with decision maker. He kind of, to me, you got to reel him in as a coach. I think he probably drives Marcus Freeman crazy at times with some of the stuff he does. Kind of reminds me, not as talented quite, but a Trevor. It's just sometimes I just look at Riley like, why'd you do that, man? He's got a little bit of that in him, but Riley Leonard, definitely fun to watch. Jeremiah Love, look at that, 1076, 140 carries. A young guy here for the Irish. Definitely physical guy. I think this is more of the power guy that we're talking about. You're seeing that with both of these teams. Offensive lines on Ohio State and Notre Dame, outstanding. That's a trademark of both schools. As far as that goes, definitely running behind a great line. They don't throw the ball as much. Bo Collins, I think, was the leader. So that is the difference, I think, between Notre Dame and Ohio State with those outstanding receivers. Notre Dame, more of a pedestrian group. Collins did the most as well. These two guys, defenders, are going down the NFL second round, possibly late first. Benjamin Morrison, the cornerback junior, had 14 tackles as well. Definitely they're going to stay away from him. Will Howard and Xavier Watts, I think, is definitely the Bronco and Norski Award winner, one of the best safeties in the NFL draft coming up. 6 INTs. I'm going to go with Ohio State. This is going to be very close game. There's no way this is going to be Ravens Steelers, what we just saw. This is going to be nip and tuck the whole way. This is going to be I think 38-35. There's going to be a lot of offense on both sides. I think who has the ball last. I don't like them, their firepower, the Irish, in a spot against Ohio State. That's the only thing. They do everything else well. They run the ball well. They're physical. They're both at the line of scrimmage. Notre Dame really shoved around Georgia at the line of scrimmage in the playoffs. Really did a good job against Penn State as well. But I think they're gonna need the Thunder. They're not gonna be able to shut down this like first round collection of talent on Ohio State for a whole game. They're gonna have to score. I think Ohio State scores more in this one. So I like the Buckeyes in this one. Games on January 27th, 30 at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And the game will be on ESPN. So absolutely check that out. All right. So